Horatio said, is Kyle Trask ready to start day one?
Mentally, yeah, I think Kyle Trask is the kind of guy that could come in. If he had a full summer, if he had a proper offseason, this is a guy that could come in. He's going to struggle. Even Trevor Lawrence is going to struggle through the first, 8 to 10 games of a season, just because the NFL is what it is. This is the jump even for the top prospects is going to struggle. Peyton Manning had a tough first year. I mean, it is what it is. So, but can he? Yeah, I think Lawrence and Trask are really the two guys that I think are the only ones that can come in and, if had to, start week one and not just be a complete, total dumpster fire disaster.
Crant Cohn says, Bret, if we don't draft, who is the best quarterback to make a trade for? Now, remember, Bret is on board with signing Dalton and drafting Trask, which I think – do you think the Niners can trade Jimmy, or do they have to cut him?
I don't see why you don't just – I mean, if you could trade him, God, that's great. Sure. I mean, recoup something. If you could trade – I would love one of those Alex Smith 2 second-round pick type trades, but I just don't know if he's really perceived with that much value at this point. And given how much in the air and how it's kind of known that we're on the fence with the guy, I mean, they're trying their best now to put all that toothpaste back in the tube, but – I just don't know that we could get that much really for him. If we could, absolutely. But there's no loss at this point in cutting him. We're not, we will have money gained from losing him if we cut him. But yeah, if we could trade him, I absolutely would, dump Jimmy. I just don't know what you could get for him. But who would we trade for?
Yeah, would you be into like a Stafford guy or a Ryan guy or anything like that?
I do love Matt Ryan. I don't know what is he, 37 at this point? I don't know if I would trade. Just turned 36? No. Okay. I don't know if I would be willing to trade draft capital or high draft capital for the 36-year-old quarterback at this point, because it's too much of your future. Those are draft picks. Those are future players that you're going to trade. And how long is Ryan really going to be with you? He has only missed 3 games, and that's fantastic, but that's up to this point. And going on 36, you just can't rely on that being the case going forward. I love Matt Ryan. I think he's been one of the underappreciated quarterbacks of the league. And if we had an opportunity to get him 2-3 seasons ago, absolutely. And I think our fortunes would have been completely different. Stafford's been just too inconsistent throughout his career, way too up and down. You just never know which player is stepping out on the field for you. He's got a great arm. I do love the guy. He's a quality guy all the way around. But I've never felt secure about which quarterback is going to be stepping out on the field each Sunday for you. Could it be a short-term Band-Aid? Possibly. But I really think the problem with the idea of the Niners trading for quarterback at this point, or I should say drafting a quarterback, to come in as their starter, is their mindset right now is they do want to win now. I don't think they see themselves in any way as, rebuild or build mode. And they want to be able to go out and win, 12, 13 games next season. They're not going to be okay with, having a rookie come in and make excuses for having another 7, 8 win season. So yeah, I think, trading for a veteran or getting someone in there like that is probably most likely, what they would want to do. And I would love to get Matt Ryan. I just think Stafford's too much of a question mark. And I don't know who else really out there is worth going
Sam
for.
Darnold?
No. Yeah, no.
Matt Ryan, could you trade Eric Armstead for him?
Oh, gosh.
Maybe Mike. They're cousins.
Yeah, right.
Gabriel Morales says, both Grant and Bret, do you guys believe we will draft an offensive lineman in the first round?
I certainly think that if they did, I wouldn't hate the idea of it. I think at this point they are pretty committed to sticking with Jimmy Garoppolo for one more season. I really don't think that they are going to move on from him. I think that they feel like he is good enough. And I really think that they are relying on that. They know that he did take them to the Super Bowl. You can't argue with that fact. I mean, did he have a hand in them not winning it? Yes, absolutely. But then again, they're going to convince themselves, when you look at everything it would take to replace Jimmy Garoppolo, either through draft picks, through, whatever it would take, to then wait for this next person to, get up to speed. And it just makes more sense from their perspective, I'm sure, to just stick with Jimmy Garoppolo and try and build the team up around him. So, yeah, I definitely do think they could definitely take an offensive lineman, because we certainly need one. The question, though, is we need an interior offensive lineman, unless we lose Trent Williams, more than anything. And if they don't trade back out of, whatever they have, pick 12, how do you justify taking a guard or a center at pick 12? That's a tough sell. I remember being shocked, whatever it was, 8-9 years ago, when the Cowboys took the center at pick 17, I think it was. I think we were all just like, holy crud, did they really just do that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he has to be someone really, really special. And there's certainly no one of that caliber that you would take or even consider taking that high. So if they're going to go offensive line, I sure hope it's because they've drafted back or traded back to somewhere in the mid to high 20s, and then maybe a Trey Lance. I like Trey Lance quite a bit.
Absolutely. Do you have an opinion of Desmond?
No, I'm sorry. I said Trey Lance. There's a center out there who has a similar name to Trey Lance, and I know I just said the wrong name there, but I don't have it written down. I
thought
have
you were
to
being
look it
sarcastic.
up. Yeah, no. Sorry, I just threw the name wrong out there.
What do you think of Desmond Ridder? Have you seen much of him from Cincinnati?
No, I really haven't paid much attention to Ridder. I've seen that name a couple times out there, so I was gonna kind of start looking into him a little bit more. But yeah, I don't have much of an opinion on him at this point.
Hold on. Wait.
Yeah.
Someone says, what about Ian Book? Niner fans love Ian Book because he's from Sacramento.
Yeah.
Again,
I mean, what do you have from him to see, to look at? I mean,
he runs around.
No, this is not someone that you can consider. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is not someone that we're going to be considering, for an NFL starting quarterback.
All right. Well, if you guys have any more questions, you're free to ask them, but I think we should let Bret get back to his life. What do you guys think? Hold on. Okay, hold on. What do you think the Niners' best draft move is? Let's let you go out on this one. The best draft move. How would you handle it?
They've got to trade back, first of all, because they really need to pick up more, draft capital in the second and third rounds, because that's where the meat of this draft really exists with the positions that they need to pick up. I think they need a quarterback, a corner back. They need a guard. They need a center. They might end up needing a left tackle, which will be awful if they can't manage to hold on to Trent Williams. Considering that they lost out on Wirfs last year, who could have been our starting left tackle. We could have just let Williams go. But they're going to keep faith in Mike McGlinchey, obviously, over on the right-hand side. We'll all have to keep our fingers crossed that he figures out how to, pass protect. But, the best draft move at this point is to trade back, pick up a couple of second, third round picks, because they're going to need to find their interior offensive lineman, I think, in that range. And if they could draft, a corner in the first round, that would be fantastic. If they feel like they want to grab, Trask at the, and wait for him and sit on him for a couple of years, I wouldn't exactly hate that. But with this team, with the idea of them holding on to Jimmy and just finding another backup, I think their best move right now is to go interior offensive lineman and corner with their first two picks. And hopefully they've traded back and picked up some more meat in the second and third rounds.
Bret, we got one last bonus question, then I'll let you go. Julian says, do you think the Niners might trade someone big for a first or second, like the Buckner trade?
Who? I mean, who would you want to give up? Yeah, I mean, that would be suicide. That would be suicide for the defense. You just can't make a move like that. We don't have that kind of gluttony. I mean, they felt like they had that, obviously, with Buckner and Armstead last year, and they were wrong because they, over-evaluated Armstead. But no, there's no one that we can sacrifice that another team's going to give us that kind of pick for in that range right now. Other than Jimmy Garoppolo, if someone wants to give us a second round or a second and third round, my God, absolutely. Thank you, football Jesus.
Oh man, well, Bret, this was fantastic. You're phenomenal. thank you so much for telling all of us how to scout quarterbacks, because no one really knows.
Yeah, right. Obviously, yeah. No one in the NFL has figured that out yet. It's all a secret. It's all a mystery. Trent Baalke says it's a crapshoot. So
for him it is.
It definitely is for him. Oh man, he was bad. Thank you very much, Grant. This was a lot of fun. I really appreciate this. I hope we get to do something like this again.